Hi, Kwesi. Thanks so much for joining me today, and congratulations on your accreditation with ERT.
Yeah, not a problem, Tracy. Glad to be here with you. Looking forward to
A-
this.
Absolutely. So, Kwesi, can you remind me, since it was probably before my time, when did you join ERT?
Uh, I think it was in 2020, so it's been
Okay.
about 4 years or so.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. And when you joined, did you find anything kind of initially held you back from working with the virtual family office? And if so, what changed your mind to start implementing working with the VFO specialist? Because I know you've done a lot of cases over the past year or so.
Yeah. Um, I think probably like most people naturally, there's a little bit of um, you know, territorialism, if that's the right
Mm-hmm.
way to say it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But yeah, but I once I really got a good understanding of the scope of what the specialist can do and their mindset and how they
Mm.
approach working with advisors, all that went away. So, it didn't take me very long to be extremely excited about working with and partnering with the specialist.
Awesome. I love that. I know I was talking to another advisor the other day about how mindset is so important. Is there anything you can kind of elaborate on that really stood out as far as the mindset side of things?
Yeah, I mean, all of the specialists are very much in line and attuned to being a support system for the
Mm,
advisors, right? So
mm-hmm,
there's no competition. It's really all about collaboration, which was the
mm-hmm.
one thing I was looking for. Because in the quote unquote normal world in the financial advisory space, things are not like that. It's very much cutthroat, very much competition.
Yes, well said. I think that perfectly aligns with everything that we are striving for is that collaborative environment and to see the shift in mindset too from individuals, whether it's advisors or specialists that were territorial, were sales driven to
Hmm.
forming a team and the
Yeah,
impact that that can have for the client as well. So, thanks for touching on that.
sure.
And to kind of build on that a little bit further, can you talk a little bit about how adding the virtual family office to your own firm's offerings has really impacted your clients and how they see you?
Yeah, no, that is a great question. I think so I started the firm that I have now in 2019.
Hmm.
And at that point it was really, I think, much more of a struggle breaking through the noise, right?
Hmm.
Um, a lot of potential clients and even strategic partners saw us as X, like they put us in a box. They thought, okay, well, I already know what they do and I can categorize them and within 3 seconds decide whether or not they have value for me or not. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but coming from the perspective that's much more holistic, much more comprehensive as a virtual family office, and having an entire team of people, I think we're what up to 70 specialists, 70 plus
Mm-hmm.
specialists right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yep.
It completely changed the dynamic and the way people responded and interacted with me and our staff even in simple initial conversations. So it was like
Mm.
9 day difference.
Okay, love that.
Yeah.
And you and I were talking about earlier the work you've been doing with the specialists, and I just know you've had more and more activity with the VFO. But can you share a recent example where that's really impacted the client, whether that's the savings, the earnings, and then what that looked like for you and possibly a CPA partner as well?
Yeah. I mean, we had a client with my CPA partner that was selling his business north of $7 million,
Mm,
and he was facing a significant over $1 million in capital gains and ordinary income tax. And so we reached out to one of the specialists that we had in the virtual family office. We were able to essentially wipe out that capital gains as well as the ordinary income made a huge difference. I mean, we're saving over $1 million for the client.
Yeah.
Huge impact on his lifestyle, his future, his family's future. Um, and we didn't cash in a huge amount of money, let's say a little north of 20,000,
Okay.
that I split with my CPA partner. But that's one example. We've done other
Mm-hmm.
cases north of that in terms of compensation to us, but more importantly, the end result that we're getting for the clients is like second to none.
Yeah, I think that's such an important point because you're right. With some of the specialists, the revenue share in place might not be super significant for the one case. But over time, as
Yeah,
you're helping more clients and you're seeing a difference for them, which alone is a game changer, that cumulative effect over the course of a year, if you're working with that same CPA, is going to make a huge impact for both of you as well,
yeah. And
which I think,
I guess
go ahead.
maybe to add on something, Tracy,
Yeah.
I came into the financial services world through the avenue of life insurance,
Okay.
and we have done in my firm way more life insurance revenue over the past 2 years, like deliberately implementing the VFO strategies than the
Mm.
previous 2 years. Um, where I had spent a lot more time trying to sell insurance,
Mm-hmm,
and we've done a
mm-hmm.
lot more without actually having to sell any insurance. It's just been part of the process. So it's been a really interesting experience and rewarding experience so far.
Yeah, super impactful. That's great. And then this case that you mentioned you work with a CPA partner on, how have you two kind of worked more collaboratively to implement the VFO in other capacities as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, being more focused on outcomes for the client, I that has really been the source of satisfaction,
Mm,
right? What we've been able to do, and what I've been able to do, is bring to the a CPA partner a whole nother set of resources, a whole nother suite of capabilities that has allowed them to appear and in fact be much bigger of a business in the minds of their clients. And so I think that has been the biggest benefit overall, for them, is just having that significantly larger capability set.
yeah, that's super, super valuable. In addition to obviously bringing value to their business and that side of things, have they expressed to you any other positive changes, whether it's in their personal life or, work-life balance since you become a team?
Yeah, I mean, I our my CPA partner, had a very turbulent past several years in
Mm,
business. And especially, I think, tax season gets more stressful, more complicated. It's also gone well beyond just March and April. It's
mm-hmm.
because there's so many late filers, et cetera. The tax
It's like
season
all year
is
now.
extended. Yeah, it's almost the entire year. So, um, getting some relief from some of that stress, and the burden of having to focus on that side of the business only, I think has been a huge benefit for them.
Yeah, it's such an eye opener when it's like by working together, you can focus on the things you like
Yeah,
and maybe find, a renewed passion for advanced tax planning and working with clients and just working as a team together too. I think there's something to that going back to collaboration. So,
yeah,
yeah, so important. Thanks for sharing that.
sure.
All right. So we talked about the VFO. Thanks so much for sharing, how that's impacted you and your clients and your CPA relationships. Let's shift a little bit to you and your
Hmm.
business. So are you looking to grow your firm at all? And if you are, what would you like to share with your ERT members?
Yeah, certainly looking to grow my firm. It's the ability to get more done, I
Mm-hmm.
think, is really a function of your ability to have great partnerships and relationships, right? And I
Mm,
think is probably uh, underlying theme, the genesis for Anton and Paul's book, the art of collaboration, right?
Mm,
It's you can't do everything yourself.
no,
Um, right. And
like to think we
I've
can.
that's right, right. I firmly believe we can do anything that we want to do. We just can't always do everything that we want to
Mm,
do, right? And
mm.
in order
Yeah,
to be
write
able
that
to,
down.
sure,
Where's my
that
pen?
one's free, Tracy. I won't charge you for that one.
Okay.
Uh, but
No, but so
it
true.
yeah, yeah, and absolutely looking to grow, looking to partner with other like-minded advisors, and specialists, just looking to really work with other folks that have this same mindset
Mm,
to deliver, on clients and deliver the value that clients are looking for, and just fulfill on that promise.
absolutely. I think we've mentioned mindset like 5 times so far. And I
Yeah,
think it's just a recurring theme, right? Like you can be really solid in the foundation of business and delivering, which is very important, right? But it all comes back to your mindset and really the lens that you view this whole entire process through. So thanks for touching on that. Super important.
absolutely.
And then to build on that just a little bit, growth of your firm, would you like to mentor other ERT members?
Yeah, it's I have benefited from some really great mentor-mentee relationships, meaning
Mm,
me being the mentee, over years. It's been um, something that I have really valued and appreciated. And if there's a way that I could pass that on, there's not really a success in business playbook necessarily
mm-hmm,
that you can buy. And if you check all those things right off at the beginning, you're going to be hugely successful. A lot of times people learn from their own experience and their own mistakes. But if you can learn from other people's mistakes, that's even more efficient. So,
mm,
if yeah, short answer, I would be happy to
yes,
do that.
you're on board. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. And last question for you, Kwesi. What is one word to describe your growth? And that can be personally, professionally, financially, since you joined ERT.
Um, can I give you two words?
Sure, you can give me 2 words.
Okay. I would say um, patient exuberance.
Ooh, can you
Yeah.
elaborate on that just a little bit? I like it.
Sure. Absolutely. I've been excited out of my mind once I first saw the ERT model and the virtual family office and team-based model. Um, and what I've learned to do is temper that excitement, that exuberance with some patience because I know it takes work. Things aren't going to happen overnight, but
Mm,
I continue to be excited, like the duck on a pond. It looks cool, calm, and collected, but underneath the feet are paddling like a million miles an hour. That's
yeah.
that's me, in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
yeah, yeah. No, I love that. I'm always implementing this phrase that I learned called the patience or the power of the pause. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about
Mm,
patience. The power of the pause. So getting excited, right? And leaning into that, but kind of taking a moment to pause, to compose yourself, maybe to take a deep breath, and then to go into it from that more balanced mindset. So I think the two together, that combo, patient exuberance and power of the pause is quite the duo. So I like it.
Sorry, I had to give you two words. I couldn't do just one.
That's all right. It's always a challenge, right? Summarizing like a lot of thoughts into
Yeah.
one, but two is still hard. And I think they're both really powerful and valuable words. So I'll give it to you.
Okay. Awesome.
Well, thanks so much, Kwesi. I really appreciate you sharing with not only me, but the community about the VFO, about your experiences with ERT, getting accredited, all that good stuff. And I definitely look forward to your continued growth and success.
Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You're welcome.